And you're welcome into the locker room on a Wednesday morning here on the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. We love music, we love life. We definitely love sports as well. It's 16 minutes past 8 a.m. and my name is Ayokunmi. It's time to get into the world of sports. That's what we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:15 a.m. Yes, there's laughter in my voice because um, behind the scenes conversations with Tega are always golden, which is why YouTube is somewhere that you need to be. But anyways, Tega, welcome, welcome, welcome into the locker room on a Wednesday morning. Great to have you as always.
It's great to have me. Oh, I have to say it because I haven't slept because of Coco Golf and her 23 double faults. All right. So we'll be talking tennis today inside the locker room. My goodness, I can smack that girl. But we'll be talking tennis inside the locker room this morning. Um, we'll also talk on the largest. I'm just looking for who to give me money. It
Mm,
doesn't have to be $100,000, just
at all.
anything. Press something into my hand to say we're done for the work. Let my own finally pay. Eh? So we'll be talking about
Abi?
the largest in Abuja. We'll also talk about Burner Boy. They call me Burner. And what
Mm,
he was up to with the Lionesses. All right, we'll touch on all those. And then following on that, we'll follow. You know that we are about to enter the month of leagues starting.
oh,
So
yes.
we'll look at all the movements that have been happening. Why were some people let go? Why are they still there? And I spoke about a poll we're going to do. Ayokumi, it's you that did not put that poll up. We would have had that answer by now, but we'll put the poll up today, right now, in fact. All right? You don't want to put it up because it's your club. See you.
No, no, I'm
Bye.
not biased as they say. I'm not biased as they
You're
say.
not biased,
I'm not
Abby.
biased.
All right. On that note, we'll talk about Manchester United and some other clubs in Europe or some other European players and transfers inside the locker room to this morning. But before we do any talking, let me just give people hint. Ayokumi's birthday is tomorrow. Hot gist, fresh off the press. So
Hmm.
he likes puff puff, hot
And so,
puff puff.
us puff puff, then maybe samosa and something inside as well.
Do you understand? Like small chops things together.
Uh,
So just
something
you
like
know what
that.
to do. Just be sending them to the station tomorrow because tomorrow is his birthday and he doesn't take alcohol.
You
Mm.
understand that? Allergy in the making, so you know what it
Yeah,
is.
hey, I'm telling people now. So hint, tomorrow is Ayakumi's birthday. People should spoil him rotten, and by spoiling him, in extension, he'll be spoiling me. So spoil him
Exactly.
well, so that I will have largest to pick. All right. On that note, Ayakumi, can you tell us how we can be a part of the locker room this morning?
All right, you can join us in the locker room this morning. WhatsApp is back up and running, people. Yes, indeed. If you don't know now, you do. The new number is 0911 999 0981. 0911 999 0981. That's the new WhatsApp number to keep up with us in the locker room and, of course, across all the shows on Smooth 98.1. Also, as usual, you can join us on YouTube. Yes, at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Those are the ways you can join us in the locker room. Get your front row seats to all the amazing action and fun on the show. All right, we shall begin our journey into the world of sports. Talking about basketball, where Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigers, sealed a 60-55 victory over Mozambique in their final Group D game of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afrobasket in Abidjan.
Yes. So this was a huge one. I don't know. My gender just be doing things up and down the place. All right. Um, why are you laughing? Am I
No,
telling a lie?
no,
No.
nothing.
uh So my let me call it what it is. My gender doing things all over the place. So in case you didn't know, the Afrobasket Championship is underway, and Nigeria is going for her fifth, I think, consecutive title. We don't. I don't think that we do things one after the other. We just like to do back to back.
Just pack
uh
everything.
Just pack everything back to back. All right. So and they are now in the quarterfinals. Well, they are the team to beat in Africa. Teams like Senegal have dropped off just a little bit, but Nigeria steady growing. This was a tough match, though. Sorry, a tough game actually. It's not football, so yes, basketball. So it's a tough game against Mozambique. We didn't hit our strides very well like we did in the first two games. But the important thing was that they showed mentality, they pushed, and they were able to win the game, especially in the second half. Now, Ezine Kalu was instrumental. She had 16 points, she had 5 steals, and she helped Nigeria to avoid the upset. But Nigeria are through to the quarterfinals, and they're through to the quarterfinals, and they're trying to win their fourth. It's not fifth, Tega, fourth consecutive title. Because I know Rena won the third consecutive title. So they're trying to win their fourth consecutive title with Rena as coach again. So let's see if they're going to be able to make that possible. But you see, we are doing things back to back. So I think after what the Super Falcons did, the Tigresses are next.
The Tigers and the Super Eagles, the Tigers. What are you guys looking at? What are you looking?
They're looking at me.
Okay. Anyways, continuing on the trajectory of what the amazing women in Nigerian sports have been doing, let's talk about what you alluded to earlier on, Tega, the largesse that happened in Abuja. And President Bola Tinubu has conferred national honors of Officer of the Order of the Niger OON on Super Falcons following their historic victory at the 2025 WAFCON in Morocco. And to reward the players as well, the president.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me let you carry on for me, Tega.
Yeah, so the president, well, after the celebration and all of that, with I must say, with the media being the largest part, you see, the media doesn't get enough credit, and unfortunately, a lot of people say things like, but are they not just doing their job? We go over and beyond. You see, let me explain something. Let me give you hints, even if I'm doing it on a radio station. A lot of media houses would not like to send people on to cover international tournaments for the simple reason that there's no money there. So what you want them to do is that you're sending, they're going to now have to send those people on those to cover those international tournaments on their own money, and then people will not be in the office. Nobody likes that. All right. So they'd rather not send. But so oftentimes when you see Nigerian journalists covering international tournaments, especially in sports, I can't speak for other places, but in sports, it's usually personal sponsorship. Let me just let people know now. So before you start running your mouth like it's their job, they can sit in Nigeria, watch it on TV and talk about it.
Right.
For instance, this Morocco one, the Nigerian media journalists were the second largest contingent of journalists at this tournament. After Morocco was at home. So that gives you context. Yes, after Morocco, Nigerian journalists were the largest. And they needed us because the clearance or the visas for the supporters club did not come in early. Nigeria had played 2 games before the visa for the supporters club came out. In fact, when they were playing against Botswana is when the visa for the supporters club came out. So people should be calming down. So it was the Nigerian journalists. You see all those people that are shouting and all those Nigerians that they showed you on screen. If some of you really follow sports well, you will know that half of them were Nigerian journalists. You can even point them and mention their radio or TV station. Yes. So Nigerian journalists were wearing 2 hats at this tournament. They were supporters club, and then they're bringing in the news from women's sports because a lot of times they go uncovered. And so great job. This is my opportunity to applaud my colleagues. Great job by them. But after all the noise and the celebration and the Mission X tag, these people went there. Despite, I remember at the LIS conference, somebody asked them, did Nigeria get enough preparation for the tournament? They said no. The Super Falcons were at the LIS conference and they said no. But they are going to go there and they are going to come back with the trophy. And they went there and they came back with the trophy.
As promised.
So I understand which now leads me to my second point. I understand people's questions about the federal government giving 25 Nigerian footballers $100,000 each. They're still going to give the 11 officials that went with them their own. Was it $50,000? Yes,
Yes.
$50,000 each. Yes. So I understand that in a country of over 200 million people, you give these people $100,000. But I will tell you, they deserve the money they got and all. For too many years, the Super Falcons were ignored, despite winning. This is their 10th title. But this is the first time that they've had this kind of recognition. So you can imagine. So they deserve it. But I also understand people's anger or people's questions. Let me not say anger. It's true. The question is, it doesn't seem like there's a structure. The question is, will you give every Nigerian now that goes out to win $100,000? Or was
That's a
this
good question.
specific? Yeah. So now, because it sets a precedent. So let
Because
me
the
put the
Tigers are
balance here.
also on
Exactly.
course.
The Tigers are also on course. So should they go there and win their fifth AfroBasket title? Are they going to get $100,000 too? What of apart from the Super Falcons? Also over this weekend, Eniola Badmos, the Paralympian, also went to Egypt and she won gold. Will Liverpool be giving her $100,000? So I understand the question. There is really no structure for payment and investment into sports. And that's the first thing we need to look at. But while we are looking at the government for that, we also have to point at private companies. You people do not invest enough in sports. I'm calling all of you out. Every big company you know, when you pass them or if you see their general manager, tell them start investing in sports. I'm not saying start sponsoring sports. Investing is intentional. For the next 3 years, we are going to invest so million into football, women's football or men's football to be specific, and we'll check out our ROI. Those are investments. The private sector has to lead, because if the private sector were leading, we won't have all these, discretionary reward system, because that's what this is. So they've given $100,000 now to the Super Falcons. Other sports are not asking. So we that we are winning, won't we get our own $100,000? Those are questions. But if the private sector were doing what it was supposed to do, because if you go to, they say Sena climbs, it's private sector that is sponsoring. It's private. The sponsors of all the leagues, your football clubs. You don't hear the English FA saying we gave so people. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sports is private sector sponsored. So I understand the questions you raised, and I agree with the questions you raised, but two facts can exist. The Super Falcons are deserving of the rewards they are getting, and there should be structure in the reward system. Two truths can exist side by side.
Two truths can exist side by side. Thank you for breaking it down that way, Tega. Really and truly, the private sector has not done nearly enough when it comes to sports in Nigeria. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but it is what it is. It hasn't happened. Alrighty, let's take our first pause this morning. When we come back in, we'll talk about what's going on in the world of tennis, talking about the US Open. Interesting developments there. Keep it tuned. This is the Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. And that's a very valid point, Chef. I mean, look at the NPFL, for example. All the shenanigans that go on in that regard.
Yeah, and so before you not start saying, but the way they run it, no. When if you've ever done something for private sector, okay, let's just use our show for example. If a show is sponsored here, do you know what they'll do? They'll ask for the off-air dubs at the end of the show. They'll be following up on your show to see how many callers were there. Did the show go on? Did you say what you're supposed to say? But most in general, when they put money in sports, the people that put money in sports, they don't really put money in sports. They don't even check on their returns. Then when you now tell them to come and pay later, they say, the one we did, what did you do? You didn't follow, you invested. If
There
you
was no
invested,
follow-up.
you would check your investment.
Just put money at the hands off.
Do you understand? And go. Sometimes you even use it as settlement if we are talking the truth. Yes. Sometimes they use it as settlement for the outside people. I'm now general manager. Here's my settlement for you. Take sponsorship.
Hmm.
So we need to be balanced in our assessments, I
I
think.
agree. I agree. And we're back. The locker room on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's the 30th day of July, 2025. It's a Wednesday morning, beautiful Wednesday morning, 31 minutes past 8 a.m. Ayokunmi Kikiriakon here. Alongside me is the one and only Tega Supreme. And we are doing supreme justice to what's been going on in the world of sports. And you also get a front row seat to all the action. So all you need to do is to send us your messages on WhatsApp and also join us on YouTube. You can find us on WhatsApp, the number, the new number. Yes, I'll keep saying that. It's 0911 999 0981 0911 999 0981. Tell a friend to change from the old number to the new one. You can also join the fun on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Grab your front row seats and leave your comments in the chats there. All right, let's step into the world of tennis real
Very
quick.
quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, the US Open has confirmed 14 of the pairings that will compete for $1 million in next month's controversial mixed doubles event. Why is it controversial, Tega?
All right. So usually, in in tournaments, they have the mixed doubles events, and they have the men and women's doubles events. Then they have the main draws. They all play them at once. Now, the US Open decided that they are going to have the mixed double event as a standalone event before the US Open. Now,
Huh.
that is not really the problem, because what it means is that if you are going to have it separately, you're going to have to build crowd for only the mixed doubles event. Usually, the crowd that comes from the singles tournament, which is where a lot of people follow, you also have them for the mixed double event. But if you have them for the mixed double event only, the crowd may not be the same, because, do you understand? The following is not that great. Now, in order to make the crowd the same, in order for the US Open to attract more people, they now
Yeah,
told singles players to pair up, so that if you hear that Naomi Osaka is playing on the mixed doubles event, you will come now because you're a fan. Or Coco Golf, you come because
true,
you're a fan.
true.
And so they did that. But unfortunately, they sacrificed the regular mixed double event players on the altar of the superstar single players.
Hmm.
Because what happened was they were inviting these singles players to do the mixed double event, and there's no space for the regular people that play the mixed double events. Even in wildcard, I think only so that was the complaint. So the people that were playing that play mixed double events normally all year round, they're like, why are you taking our tournament and giving to these people? Is it an exhibition? Which means you've scrapped us off. We don't have room to compete. We can't compete for the money. This year is $1 million for the winner. So the money we make, we can't get access to it. The competition we have, we can't get access to it. It's not fair. And it's true. But I also understand what the tournament organizers are trying to do. First of all, is the US Open. They always try the most risky things. But I agree, it is unfair that
Mm-hmm.
the regular mixed double partnerships, you will not see a lot of them.
And that
You'll see
is,
players like, Sissipas. No, Sissipas is no longer playing. He had entered with his girlfriend Paula Badosa, but they've broken up. I don't know if it's
a
because they broke up or if it's because they have a bad injury that they're not playing together again. But Paula Badosa is now playing this tournament with Jack Draper. Jack Draper was supposed to be playing with Zheng, but Zheng had that elbow surgery.
yeah. Huh.
So they're pairing up. So you'll see Iga Swiatek is also playing in this tournament, mixed doubles tournament. Yannick Sinner is also playing. Carlos Alcaraz, Carlos Alcaraz is paired up with, what's the former US Open winner from Emma Raducanu?
Raducanu.
Yeah. So it's Nick Kyrgios and Naomi Osaka. But because Nick Kyrgios is struggling with an injury, they've not yet confirmed that pairing. So do you understand what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
just all the superstar names. Even Venus is playing. She's playing with Opelka. So the regular doubles partnerships are saying, why are you taking our tournament from us?
Is there going to be any sort of compensation in quotes for them looking at what's happening
How?
now?
In fact, they picked only, I think I've seen only one regular mixed doubles partnership at this tournament, and they were picked as wildcards. Only one.
This is
The rest
interesting.
are superstar pairing. That's what's making it controversial. But speaking of US and all the controversies, this is not the US, this is in Canada, though. The National Bank Open started this week, and both the men's side and the women's side. And already big names have fallen. Yesterday, Yasmin Paolini was knocked out by a qualifier in 3 sets.
How?
Yes, shock. It was the third set tiebreaker was a killer. She's out already. And Coco Gauff was on the verge of being knocked out by Danielle Collins after making 23 double faults. Now, double faults is not, I'm not talking of normal, regular, unforced errors. That's separate number. This is her service games. If you saw some of the serves that she put there, you'd wonder how she is ranked number 2 in the world and how she's won 2 Grand Slam with this kind of ugly serve. It is a problem. At some point, even she herself, she paused to cry. I kid you not. She was down a break in the third set. Danielle Collins served for this match. She paused to cry. After she hit another of her double fault, she actually paused, cried a little, then shook her face, set up again, and was able to go on with the match. It was a horrible showing. So I hope that, her team, they work on it better, because it would have been 3 consecutive tournaments in which she would have been knocked out in the first round. So her celebration was massive. You would have thought she won the championship when she made it through. But yeah, she's through. So the National Bank Open is on. It's America, so this match finished around 2:55 a.m. So no, not 2:55. Past 3, about 3 or 5 a.m. So if
That
you can
explains
stay awake.
that explains why you didn't get any sleep. So it's understandable. Alrighty, let's switch from the world of tennis and head into the world of football. And let's talk about Man United. And finishing 15th in the Premier League was nowhere near good enough for the Red Devils last season. But players still have faith in manager Ruben Amorim, and that's according to one of their midfielders, Manuel Ugarte.
All right. So remember when I was talking about it on Monday, I was asking, is this guy going to last to the end of the season? We should do a poll. Well, it turns out I'm not the only one asking that question, because this statement was in response to people questioning Ruben Amorim's capability as the Manchester United coach, and the players are backing him. They're saying, look, he's going to come good. He's the man to lead Manchester United to the next level. But a lot of players will do that. If you put a microphone in front of them when they are still playing for the club. Well, a lot of players should do that, ideally. Don't go on Piers Morgan and go and say something else. You will not play. Don't go on social media and go and type something else. You will not play. But a lot of players would do that. But the questions have been asked, especially with Manchester United's activity in the transfer window. Now the question is, should they get Sesko or should they get Ollie Watkins? Now, if you ask me, if I am Manchester United and I wanted to get Ollie Watkins, at the end of last season, that's when conversations should have started. Not
Ideally,
that you'll
yeah.
be do you understand? Not that you'll be window shopping, then the league is about to start in 2 weeks. And now is when you're saying, okay, maybe we should get Watkins. What is it looks like an afterthought. So for a club like Manchester United, they're usually ahead of the curve, but now it seems that they're playing catch up. And so whilst they're questioning, Ruben Amorim, there'll always be that question about management. This management seem not to have been able to get anything right.
Which is unusual because after the coming in of Ineos and all that, they sacked this person, brought this
Yes.
person, new team.
So
So you think, okay, they're on the ball.
the whole idea of Ineos coming up was that the last management was incompetent, so we are bringing competency in it. Alas, here we are, trying to do bend down select market, as we call it in the streets. last minute before the league opens. So even if we want to question Ruben Amorim, we have to question the management of Manchester United. All right, let's take the next story.
All right, let's take the next story. Still talking about the Premier League rival Newcastle. Their players are professionals who will not let ongoing speculation linking striker Alexander Isak with a move away from St. James's Park affect their focus as they prepare for the Premier League season. Their manager Eddie Howe has been speaking.
Yes, Eddie Howe said it. First of all, he said that no official bid has been given to him. Or he has not been notified of any official bid. So all this one you are talking about is he's staying, he's going. Um, those are still rumors that he shouldn't address because he has received, according to the club, they've received no official bid for Isak. But there are rumors that Isak may be moving to Liverpool, which is very painful because at some point, it looked like Newcastle was going to get a Ekitike because they were almost certain that Isak was moving. Then Liverpool now got a Ekitike. So now Liverpool has bought the Isak's replacement, Isak's supposed replacement, and now
You
they
still
want
want
to buy
Isak?
him. What did Newcastle ever do to Liverpool? It's so unfair. But yeah, there are rumors that Liverpool now want to move for Isak. Again, these are things I think moves that should have happened, if you ask me, earlier once the transfer market window opened. But now the player is destabilized, and we've also heard that the player told the club that he would like to explore his options outside the club. You know how it is. So
Hmm.
it now makes it for a destabilized locker room. But Eddie Howe is doing what he's supposed to do, which is managing his team's image in public. And he's saying the team has not been destabilized. But I guarantee you, if you're a Newcastle player and you hear Isak is moving, you have questions.
Quite a bit of questions actually
Yeah,
thinking
exactly.
what do we have for the future? Anyways,
All right.
we'll keep eyes on
Let's
that
take
one.
the next story.
All right, let's talk about what's going on with Portuguese forward Yao Felix. Now, he has signed a 2-year deal with Saudi Arabia's Al Nassr, where he will join Cristiano Ronaldo, the club announced on Tuesday. This guy's a journeyman.
Yeah, so somebody called it the most confused football career ever. Because at some point, he looked like one of the bright spots in the next generation of footballers, but he just turned around to be one of the best marketed footballers on the planet. It's not, nobody talks about his performance because you barely see it. Every once in a while, you see that brilliance of what could be with Yao Felix. And it's once in a very long while. But the biggest news you hear about Yao Felix is where he's playing next. And his
Hmm.
agent has worked over time. His agent, in fact, I think his agent can sell ice to Eskimos because the way they have been able to sell this guy and make money is important. But what you have to understand is if this guy at this point in time is moving to Saudi Arabia, his career is really at the end of the road.
And he's only 25.
That's what I'm saying. His career is at the end of the road at 25. For a guy that should have had a brilliant career, his career has really gone downhill. So, sad one. But whilst as we're about to round up, let me just quickly talk about the Lionesses. So, whilst we're talking about the Super Falcons and all the questions that came onto it, again, I will say categorically, everything that the Super Falcons get from their state governors, from private companies, from the Super Eagles that donated 30 million to the team, and from the presidency that gave them $100,000, they deserve it. But while we are talking about that, let's juxtapose that with the Lionesses because they won the Euro 2024 and they came back home to a round of to a celebration. Now, compared to the Super Falcons, it was open to everybody. They had 65,000 fans.
Mm.
I did not see the FA chairman's face. I don't know what he looked like.
It was all about the fans.
I saw the letter that King Charles, the congratulation message that King Charles sent, but I didn't see him on the podium and people bowing to him. Nah, I didn't see that. The only time I saw Williams was when he was in the stand with his daughter Charlotte to watch the finals. It was really a celebration about the Super Falcons. Sorry, about the Lionesses. We didn't hear about the bonuses that they were paid, which is what I talk about the difference between a structured system and what we have. Those girls would have been paid bonuses. those girls would have gotten gifts from various companies, because if you saw the companies that sponsored, they bragged about sponsoring because that's what they should do. They use it for their PR. But you didn't hear government money. And then the most beautiful part of it, when they announced him, it was the way they announced him. They said, and now to bring out Serena Wigman, in case you didn't know, you traveled or you're in the moon. Serena Wigman is the coach of the England national women's team. And they said to bring out her favorite artist, they called out Burna Boy. And he performed for them. It was a beautiful performance. I like it. I like the fact that Nigerian artists are going places. But
Yes,
the celebration was completely about the fans and about the Lionesses. No other discussion overshadowed their competition. If you saw the streets, 65,000 fans, they are saying that today there'll be a trophy parade. Some people are saying, I really want to go, but traffic. You see your life.
it's a valid
Meanwhile, in
concern.
England, 65,000 people came out trekking to support the women. So please, Nigerian fans, while we complain about the government and we complain about the private sector not doing enough, even you, the fans, sometimes now we have to complain about you. Because there's going to be a trophy parade now. You're complaining that there'll be traffic. My friend, wear your green and carry your flag and go outside there and celebrate the girls. That's all I will tell you. And that's how we'll end the show today. Let's take some messages.
All right, let's take the messages here. This is from Victor. Victor says, will Perpetual Importer, the highest goal scorer for Super Falcons that laid the foundation for accomplishing Mission X, also get rewarded? There can be Mission X without Mission 1 to 9. Well, interesting thoughts there. Tayo Neja says, Ayo, I have beer to celebrate your birthday. Bring it, Tayo, don't worry, bring it. It's the thought that counts. Tega, off your mic. The questions are too much. Odogu left Falcons to be with Lionesses. This animal farm will get loyalty. And my United is always trying to save cost. How isn't the one receiving the bid? It's Newcastle. Ekiti, like the States. Between Morata and Felix, who is more of a journeyman? That one is tough. That one is tough, really. Chidozie says, if the Tigers aren't rewarded as much as the Super Falcons, then it will be considered as an unfair situation. I doubt if the private sector can sponsor sports in this country because the administrators haven't been held accountable and transparent in their operations over the years. Also, do they do enough marketing to attract potential sponsors, or are they just folding their hands and waiting for government allocations? I just wonder. And Kosikos on YouTube says, that Atletico move was just the wrong move for him at the start of his career. He could go to Saudi, get the balance and stability he needs to try and revive his career. I don't know what else there is to revive in that career, but never say never, really. All right, Tega, take us home.
All right. On that note, I want to thank you for sending your messages via YouTube. I want to thank you for sending your messages via WhatsApp, a new WhatsApp line, and we'll keep calling those WhatsApp numbers again. And then we want to thank you for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to the locker room. Till I come your way again on Friday.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully, I'll be able to come in there live.
Amen.
All right. I'll bring you all the gist from the Lagos Trophy Parade. On that note, continue to have a fantastic week.
Alrighty, and I wish you the same as well, Tega. Thank you so much once again for joining me in the locker room, and thank you all for being a part of the show as always, and making it a fun and really, really enjoyable time. Keep it tuned. 9 o'clock, a conversation will be had on Lagos Talks. This is Smooth 98.1.